Hello and welcome back to my channel. Don't mind the lighting, it's not the best because it's a rainy day today, but we do have some good topics to talk about. So I've been going to UBC for 2 semesters now, and I definitely had some differences in my expectations of university versus the reality of it, especially with everything being online this year. So today I thought it would be fun to compare and contrast the perspective of a first-year art student with my friend Meg, who is a 5th-year business student. So here is a little intro from Meg.
My name is Meg and I am a 5th-year student at UBC, finishing up my last semester in the UBC Sauder School of Business, getting my degree in marketing. Bit of background about me: I'm a very creative person. I love content creation. On the more business and career side, I had worked in product marketing as a product marketer in tech, and I'm looking into roles in more of the content creation and marketing strategy side. And in terms of my creative passions, I have a podcast that I started in quarantine. It's called the I'm in my 20s podcast, and I have 30 plus episodes released already, to be sure to check that out. I'm also dabbling a little bit in YouTube as well, and for my entrepreneurial ventures, I have an e-commerce business as well as a little marketing agency where I help female entrepreneurs across the world with marketing strategies. So I love all things entrepreneurship, self-development, content creation, like expression, self-improvement, all of that stuff, and I'm a huge friendships and relationships person too. So that's a little bit of background about me, and yeah, I'm loving life here in Vancouver, and I'm excited to share some of my thoughts with you guys today.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. So our first category is friends. So leaving high school, I think I had the idea that in university, that's where you find your lifelong friends. That's when you find the group that's perfect for you because there are so many people in university. And I also thought that it would be easy to stay in touch with the high school friends. However, the reality of it, with everything being online this year, is that you really have to make that effort to reach out, because I think everyone's a little shy this year. If no one reaches out, they probably won't. Through just messaging people from my classes, I've made a couple of really good friends, but I have found that it stayed more individual good friends rather than a joint group. And with high school friends, I find that it's the same thing with taking initiative. If you don't put yourself out there and reach out to them, they probably won't.
In terms of friendships and relationships and dating, I knew that UBC was going to be a humongous school, a big college filled with incredible people from all across the world coming in to one big place, and I was so excited to meet everybody. And definitely, it actually blew my expectations, the amount of incredible people at UBC. Obviously, it's way different now that you guys are attending school online and stuff, but when I came in, I went to all the opportunities I could to meet people, and I certainly met a lot of amazing people. Now, the one thing that did not meet my expectations, which is totally okay, is the notion that we're gonna meet a group of people in university and they're gonna be your friends for life. I now no longer believe in the notion of friend groups. I have a lot of amazing friends and individuals that I connected with in university, and they're definitely friends for life, but I don't necessarily have a squad like I do in the TV show Friends. That's just a notion that is not gonna come true. So I guess that's a difference, but overall, amazing place to meet friends, and definitely met some lifelong friends here.
Our next category is academics. So my expectations for this was the myth of the scary 15 to 20% grade drop. And I've always been told in high school that university is crazy cutthroat, competitive. Like, if you're at the top of your class in high school, you're at a brand new playing field in university and you'll just be kind of lost among the crowd. So I had that perspective going in. But the reality of it, it hasn't been that bad. I think my average in university dropped only 2% from my high school average. So that was way better than I expected, which I'm super thankful for. I will admit there are a few of what me and my friends like to call weed out courses, where it's just really difficult and it tests you to kind of see if you're serious about university and serious about grading. But otherwise, it just hits different when you wake up and study what you want to truly study.
Now for academics, well, I came from a high school in East Vancouver, and I guess I knew that when I went to UBC, the standards were gonna be a lot crazier, I guess. And I knew that I was gonna be expecting a 20% drop in my average grade, and you know what? That did happen, you know, especially in first year. They work you really hard. They might do things to scare you. Obviously, this depends on the faculty, but I'm in business. But first year, it was a lot of work and it was hard to get a high grade. However, after that, in my later years, second, third, fourth year, things got easier once you got used to it. And the truth is, your professors and your TAs are here to help you learn and help you pass. Don't think of them as scary. They're human too. And as you get through it, you make friends, you study together, and academics just becomes a part of your regular life. But one thing to remember is that academics is not everything. More important thing is to get involved and meet people.
The next category is extracurriculars and social life. So I'm not going to lie, my expectations for this relied heavily on just the movies and the media portrayed of university. I really romanticized that idea of like always having something to do and then just never running out of like events to go to. But sadly, COVID really interfered with that this year. But it still has been really eventful. And the reality is, yes, there are still endless events. You just have to look a little harder for it. Many clubs are starting to adapt their events and hangouts onto Zoom. And I think the biggest difference is in high school, you have the school announcements that tell you basically every club, what they're up to, what they're holding. And in university, there are just too many for one single database. So you'd have to follow the different ones that you're interested in on social media and really keep up to date there.
For extracurriculars and social life, again, UBC absolutely blew my expectations in this front. Like, I knew there were gonna be a lot of things to do and people to meet and clubs to join, but it really, like, wow, there's literally been a club for everything. I went to clubs day, I went to booths, I talked to a lot of people. There's honestly clubs for everything. Obviously, you guys doing Zoom University, it's a little bit different to get more involved when you're doing things online, but still I encourage you to try to attend as many things as you can. UBC is an amazing school for this reason, that there's a community for everything, and I found it was really easy to find places where you could find people with shared passion. I encourage you to get out of your bubble as well. I attended clubs and got involved in stuff that were way outside of business school, and it really helped me expand my network and my horizons, and truthfully were some of the best memories I made in university, and also really great for building up your resume and your experiences as well. So get involved.
The last category is profs and TAs. So in high school, my expectation, just from what I was told by others, was that profs are pretty strict. They have way stricter guidelines and expectations than teachers do in high school. And I was also told the idea that you really have to prove yourself to stand out to the profs and TAs, since you would be just one in a class with more than 100 people for sure. I was also told that you really have to look out for yourself, and your mental health is your own personal issue because profs don't care on that deep of a level. But the reality, the profs I've had at least, were all really, really sweet and kind, and they do care about your mental health, and they're willing to hear you out and make any accommodations if needed. And also just becoming friends with the TAs is really fun as well, because at the end of the day, profs and TAs are still people. They are new to this whole COVID thing, so just staying behind class and then just chatting with them for a while makes their day too.
For profs and TAs, they are so nice. Honestly, well, in high school, the classrooms are way smaller and you get to talk with your teachers more intimately. However, in university, my largest lecture had like 300 people in it, in this huge lecture room. And obviously it's way harder to connect with your professors and TAs, but you gotta remember that they are human as well. So I really found a lot of value in talking to my professors and chatting with my TAs, and they were really willing to, you know, step up and help me out and help me understand concepts and stuff. So even though they may seem intimidating, even now on Zoom, it may be even easier to reach out. You know, it's not as scary talking to someone through a screen as it may be visiting office hours. So I really encourage you guys to leverage that connection. And you know, UBC is filled with some of the smartest people ever, so you don't want to miss out on that. So chat with your profs and TAs, they're here to help you out. parting words for you guys are that, you know, university is a tough time for some and the best time of their life for others. It depends on how you make of it, you know, and it's okay to feel stressed out and overwhelmed and scared at first, but know that, you know, it's a place of opportunity as well, and I really encourage you to leverage those opportunities, but also don't stress yourself out. You will feel a lot of FOMO. It's impossible to do everything, so just do the things that you are interested in. Don't be afraid to say yes, but also know your priorities, and it's gonna be a blast.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope this UBC expectations versus reality from a first-year art student and a fifth-year business student was really interesting to you. It was definitely really interesting to me to hear Meg's insights as well, and all of our socials will be linked down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye!